Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collarwood for YouTube. Back with another Dark Shadows video for you guys and gals. This is episode 84, my reaction review. So let's get it. There's Collarwood at its finest. The one thing I like about how they do this, how they leave Victoria Winters in the West Wing and in an abandoned room, is that other than David, nobody knows it at first. Roger figures this out. Roger will figure it out. I'm going to play spoiler a bit here. But I think, too, it's not so much Roger figuring out that he did it. I mean, Roger knows he did it. Because basically, Roger gave him the permission to do it in an earlier episode. To do something to her. By the way, you also are getting the setup for the ghost in this scene here, as Victoria Winters is hearing strange sounds as they're going through the West Wing. So they're at the door. David uses the key. There's the yeah. You see Vicky go in the room, and two, she doesn't just go in the room and David leaves her. They both go in the room. She's gonna, yeah, he's gonna deceive her. The room looks more cluttery than scary, but again, it's an abandoned room. She asked him, "How often do you come here?" Whenever I want to be alone. So you learn David just doesn't go to the old house. He comes to the West Wing. That's bad in front paper. David says he had everything he needs in this room. So Vicky's like, "I just want to get my pen and leave." David doesn't have it. So David said, "I thought you were going to be my friend." She says, "I am." Then sit down, he says. So Vicky is admitting it makes her nervous. You know, again, you got to keep in mind, Vicky saw that figure standing in the drawing room in the entrance of it. Great scene. And not in this episode, mind you, way a couple episodes ago. And she is not sure if it was a ghost or not. So David says, the ones that live in this part of the house, the ones that never really die, are his friends. The ghost. Um, I mean, what you're really getting, what you're implying is there are more ghosts than just Josette and just the widows. There are a whole other set of ghosts. And here's, we're downstairs now. Here's Carolyn walked in. Now here's Elizabeth. She's like, "Where have you been all afternoon?" "Walking." "Did you see David?" She's like, "Nope." She's like, "I could really care less." Carolyn says she doesn't like herself because she said things to her mother and Joe that weren't nice. So this is a conversation her and Carolyn have had before. They're just rehabbing to hear about her getting married to Joe. She does not want to marry Joe. So Carolyn says she loves Joe. At least she thinks she does. Should you be sure? Joe's on a date. I love how they play the music as Elizabeth's going away and she's watching her mother walk away. And here's Elizabeth coming back downstairs. So Joe's coming to see Carolyn. So Carolyn asks, "Does Vicky know where David's went?" And Elizabeth says she's not in her room. And Elizabeth wonders, "I wonder where they went." Keep in mind, it's storming outside. So again, the writers, effects team, everybody did a good job of setting the mood here, and have the question mark of where is David, where is Vicky. She thinks Joe and her are gonna go to dinner and have champagne. Yeah, she's gonna be in for a surprise. She said, "I might even tell Joe I'll marry him." So Carolyn wonders if she wonders if they ever had a party in this place. What would it be like? So Elizabeth speaks of a treasure hunt that they had around here when all the rooms weren't, where a lot of the rooms weren't closed off, or all of them weren't closed off, or some of them. She's meaning the West Wing. So the West Wing wasn't always closed off. Yeah, I really like the fact that. I'm sorry for the delay. I really like the fact that they've set all this up very nicely here. And they're, again, you did get the question of where's Vicky and David? And it's from Elizabeth. And when Elizabeth has a bad feeling, something does tend to happen. So she's worried. There's no sign of David. There's no sign of Vicky. Where could they be? you know. I did like the fact that David had a key to the West Wing, and which unlocks. I would assume it unlocks every door on the West Wing. It unlocked the West Wing itself, and then it unlocked the door they did go into for the abandoned room. So, really, really good. There's the thunder. You see the flash. David said, "Help." David's hollering for help. This place is so sacred. So Vicky wants to go back. So David says, "David, come here to visit." And he says, "They stand in that corner, they look at me, and they talk." David, I mean, this is to paint the picture too that David is a very, you know, if you hadn't been watching Dark Shadows up until this point, it also it's a reminder of how creepy David is. But it also gives a suggestion that, hey, again, there are more ghosts than just the ones you know. And I do think that's a good job by the writers. David realized, yeah, David realized that he has Victoria and I'm scared. And he's delighted about it too. There's a knock at the door. It's going to be Joe. If I remember correctly. And it is Joe. Hi, Carolyn. And there's a kiss. It came over as soon as it kisses. So Joe, yeah, and he's right. Joe was there early looking for it. He says that about an hour long. So Elizabeth is questioning Joe. Joe did say he saw Vicky and David an hour ago. And again, Elizabeth is worried. It shows you that they're building tension through other characters, and this is something they've done in prior episodes too. And again, Elizabeth is wondering, and there's David and Vicky in the abandoned room. One of my friends moved it. David. I think we're gonna have a story. So Vicky wants David to unlock the door so they can leave. Yeah. Why did you bring me up here? So Vicky says, I don't think that pen is up here. I don't think it was ever up here. So Vicky makes another demand, unlock that door. Are you afraid to meet my friends? And yell at you. They'll scream at you. They won't quite yell at you. And now David says, say please. And she does say please. And he does unlock the door. But you blow out the candle. David locks and David locks her in. That's how he gets her too. He tells her, please blow out the candle. David plays him in. David tells her you can scream and scream and scream. Nobody will ever hear you. Nobody ever goes into the West Wing. And David is well. Matthew doesn't go in there. Elizabeth went in there the one time, but they were looking for David. And David's going to lock the West Wing. And he goes into his room. Now they're going to know he wasn't in his room. Elizabeth is. So, so Carolyn is talking to Joe, and she's so just says, "Listen to me. You wanted to talk to me." So Joe said he made other plans. Invited to dinner by a friend. Probably wonder what happened. Okay. So Carolyn says, I understand it perfect. So Carolyn says, don't tell me you make what I'm making. So I love the line here. Joe says, I'm just having dinner with a friend. No, I'm not getting married. She goes, you're not, you know, that's right, you're not getting married. Especially to me. And he says, good night, Mrs. Donner. I mean, you have, so Elizabeth asks where David's been to David. Because he says, what's the matter with her, meaning Carolyn? David, you remember says, so David's hungry. He's gonna go get a pizza. Oh my god. And we're back in the abandoned room. Vicky isn't screaming anymore. David, David, please. And you hear a strange sound too. She's looking. This is a great shot. You have Alexandra looking back at the abandoned room that she's in. It's a really good job by the camera crew too in Dan Curtis Productions to have it when you're filming and you're filming on a soundstage. You're filming it on the set, and the way they shoot the actors and actresses, you're able to get the most out of their facial features when they express them because of your camera angles too. Yeah, I give credit for Alexander for making that worried and scared face like, will I ever get out of here? That's a great job because you're building that suspense and asking that question without actually saying it because it doesn't necessarily need said verbally. Great job. All right, see you in the next episode, guys.